Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and for everyone who are new here, this is one of the best series on my channel, Learn from Beginners. This is the series where I analyze beginner chess games. My subs usually send me some games which they find interesting, and I check them out, and if the games deliver amazing chess content for my channel, for the chess community, I show them on my channel. So the same goes for you. If you're having some content that you would like to share, feel free to send me your games. The link is, the mail is in the description down below, so you can check it out, and feel free to send any stuff. So I am glad to look at your games. So I'm not going to waste your time. Let's check this one. This was truly a beauty. You will enjoy in this one. So stay tuned. We have the clocks. Just let me check. We have the clocks. Everything is fine. So let's get to the game. My subscriber is playing with the white pieces, and he opened the game with e4. We have e5, principal stuff, knight to f3, and d6 now. So this is the Philidor Defense. In this position, the most played move is d4. You need to strike in the center, and now you would probably continue with knight to d7 to defend the pawn, or you could play knight to f6. I'm going to show this line, or you could just capture the d4 pawn. Let's say, for example, knight to f6, you attack the e4 pawn, and then we would see something like d takes on e5. You capture the e4 pawn, but now white plays queen to d5. This is the best approach. You attack the knight, knight jumps to c5, and then you go for the sneaky bishop to g5. You attack the queen, but black doesn't move its queen, and he plays bishop to e6. You play at Zwischenzug and you attack white's queen, and after queen captures the knight, you capture the queen. White captures the black's queen, and you need to recapture with the rook, and at the end of the line, white is slightly better, but the position is playable. But in the game we have bishop to g4, which is an inaccuracy, and the fun begins. We have here in this position, white captured the pawn, which is the best move, and now in this position you need to play knight to c6. You need to get the development in, and if white captures the pawn, you just recapture with the bishop. And here black choose to capture the knight, and we have g takes on f3. This was not the right way to go, and now we have knight to c6, a very nice move. You develop the knight, the rook and the queen are now connected. You're threatening to capture the e5 pawn, but now first we have a pin, bishop to b5, you're pinning the knight, and what was black thinking in this position? Now everything is defended, and you need to capture the pawn, and if white wants to trade queens, so be it. You can trade queens, but he played knight to e7. And this move is a mistake, because white finds it. You just capture the pawn and you mess up black's pawn structure, and in this position he captured the pawn with the queen, and now in this position we can explore one line. Here the best thing for white is to capture the queen, c takes on d6, and now white has got a very nice plan of developing the pieces, knight to c3, and even with the best play from black, a6, challenging the bishop, a4 and b5. Bishop goes back to b3, and now you put the rook to that c file. You're threatening knight to d4, but bishop to e3, and everything is fine for white. You can put the rook on a g file, you can castle long, you can play everything. You've got enough space, so this would be perfect. But after queen to d6, here in this position I would continue with queen to e2. and maybe then develop the knight and the bishop and later put the rook on d1, but here white castled kingside, and this is a mistake. Black should play queen to e6. The idea is that he will later continue with rook to d8 and control the only open file on the board, so the queen should move. And here we would see something like bishop to e3. You go after the light square bishop, bishop to a4, and now you play even b5. You harass it once more. Bishop to b3, attacking the queen, and now you go for queen to h3. This is very uncomfortable when the queen is so close to that white king, because black has got a very clear plan. Let's say king goes to h1. I can show you a very nice idea here if you're a beginner player. You can play knight to g6, the bishop can come to d6, and here is mate, as you can see. Queen can deliver mate. This is the first plan, or the second plan is you can go for knight to g6 and knight h4, and here is mate. So this move is really annoying. And now we would see something like knight g6, and if white is not careful and he plays queen to d5, what do you play with the black pieces? You just capture the rook and you deliver a nice checkmate. So you need to be very careful. I saw a lot of beginner players with that kind of a position, not exactly this one, but with particular those kind of positions, and with one move blunder they got checkmated. So black castled the queen side, and we have queen captures the queen, and now the most natural move is to capture with the rook, but we have c takes on d6, which is not the right way to go, and now white develops the knight. We have h5, maybe trying some sort of an attack against that white king, and bishop to f4. And as you will see in the game, this bishop is truly a monster. And now we have d5. Black is trying to bust open that white king, but this is not the right way to go. The point is that this bishop is really controlling a lot of squares, and the black king cannot move and hide, and he is not very safe on this c8 square. And in this position, I can, if you're playing with the black pieces, what would you play here? You can pause the video if you like. It's just one interesting idea. You play g5. You attack the bishop. And the point is that if bishop retreats, let's say for example you push the pawn and the bishop is trapped. He's got no squares. The e5 square is covered, and this pawn is defended. So if white captures the pawn, we would see something like rook g8. And this bishop is now pinned. The only way to defend it is with f4. But now you play f6, you attack it. And you can't capture the pawn because you're pinned. The only way is to attack the rook with bishop to c4, but you just move the rook. And now you're losing a piece, and probably black would won this game. But that didn't happen, of course. We have rook from a to d1, and d takes on e4. First at Zwischenzug, rook captures, knight captures, and in this position, I'm going to ask you, you're playing with the white pieces, what would you play here and why? This is the first critical position. When I was looking at this game, I immediately saw some patterns. You need to find rook d1, and I'm going to give this move a brilliant mark. The idea behind this move is if black captures the pawn, let's say for example, we need to give this move a question mark. I hope you saw it, but this is a very nice mate because the bishop is nicely covering the dark squares and the light square bishop is nicely covering the light squares, and it's defended by the rook. But let we explore what happened in the game. Knight captured the rook and we have f takes on e4. Of course, it's all about the pawns. Those beginner players are not looking at the right moves, but as you can see, this king is boxed in, so you need to look for more active moves. We have knight from e to c6 and rook goes to d1. Nicely, a very nice move. We have a bishop to c5, pinning the pawn, and knight to d5, f6, trying to go for that g5 idea. And now I really like this move from my subscriber. He played b4, a very nice move. The point is that of course you need to play bishop to f8, but of course if you're a beginner you capture the pawn, and now this is a big blunder because this piece is free. This bishop is free. Of course, white grabbed the piece, and what do you think Abadasari played? He captured the knight, and this is a big blunder because it's the same pattern. Now this is checkmate. This bishop is nicely defended, and don't forget about our good old friend, the dark square bishop. But in this position, white missed the move, and he has 3 minutes on the clock, and he played, oh my goodness, rook to d7. He went after the check. You need to stop looking for those checks. You need to search for more active moves so you could get truly better in chess. And now we have knight from d to c6, and this is again a big mistake. We have rook delivers check. Now if you go to b8 square, you just capture, and this is with check. So you need to go to d8. Rook captures on b7, and we have g5 attacking the bishop. Bishop goes to d6, a very nice move, and h4. Black is trying something, but there is nothing really. Bishop captures the knight, and knight captures the bishop. And now we have rook delivers check, a very nice move. You need to move the king, and now you're losing the rook. King goes to c7, and rook captures the rook. Knight captures on c2, but the game is not over yet. Black has got 3 minutes on the clock, and white has got 1 minute and 46 seconds. Let's see how this game went. Now in this position, you need to defend. Your both pawns are on line squares. You need to defend the pawns, and you need to go after the pawns, or you need to deliver check and go after the a pawn. But surely you can win this easily. We have rook to f8, and now we have a5. Rook captures the pawn. Knight to d4, attacking the pawn, and this is very simple. You just defend the bishop and everything is fine. But we have complications from white. Bishop to d3, and now even a4. We have e5 pushing the pawn. King goes to d7, trying to stop the pawn. e6, a very nice idea. And now black captured the pawn, but this is winning. You just play bishop to f5, king needs to move, and you capture the knight, so this is winning. But here in this position, I'm not, even if you captured you got 1 minute, that's enough time to convert this into victory. You just capture the knight with the rook. But here in this position, what did white play? Oh, he captured the knight. Very simple. We have king captures on e6 and king to g2. We have a3 and king to h3. King to f6, and now you bring the king closer, king to g4. and king to e5. King captures on g5 and king to d4 attacking the bishop. Bishop to g6 and king to c3. Black is going after the a2 pawn, and we have bishop to f7 defending the pawn. We have h3 and f4. We have king goes to d4 and f5, king to e5 and f6. King goes to d6, king to g6 and king goes to d7, bishop to g8, king goes to e8 and f7 with check, king goes to f8 and oh my goodness. With 40 seconds on the clock, he played king to f6. I think we will end here. Enjoy your day, guys, and goodbye.